The bulldozers rolled in before sunrise, cutting through silence like a threat. No one knew then that this video would expose a mistake that would end everything. He had protected that wetland for years, watching birds nest and water settle naturally, believing rules mattered. When the HOA announced a community access road, they claimed permission was secured. Signs went up overnight, soil was torn open, and heavy machines pressed forward as if ownership meant nothing. Neighbors whispered, confused, afraid to speak. He stood at the edge of the reeds, phone shaking, sensing something was deeply wrong. The promise was simple but heavy: follow the process, trust the system. Yet the road kept growing. Stone by stone, crossing land marked protected on old maps he still kept. Emails to the HOA went unanswered. Meetings were delayed. Smiles replaced answers. But hidden in the paperwork was a detail they missed. And as the machines moved closer to the waterline, he made a quiet decision that would soon stop them all. He knew the truth would not shout, it would arrive calmly, with proof, and leave silence behind. That silence was coming faster than anyone expected. It always does. Soon. The HOA meeting room smelled of coffee and confidence. They promised transparency, but every answer slid sideways. He sat quietly as board members spoke about progress, budgets, and timelines, avoiding the word wetlands entirely. Charts showed clean lines, not marsh water. Applause followed rehearsed phrases. Outside, the road widened. At home, he reread environmental filings, zoning codes, and county records late into the night. One document kept returning to his screen, older than the neighborhood itself. It listed the land as protected, requiring multiple approvals before disturbance. None were granted. He printed copies, highlighted sections, and documented daily changes with timestamps. He wasn't angry yet. He was patient. Very patient. Now, construction noise became the neighborhood's new alarm clock. Mud spread, water darkened, and birds disappeared. Neighbors began asking questions, quietly at first. He shared facts, not accusations, showing maps and dates. Doubt replaced trust. The HOA sent notices warning residents not to interfere. Cameras appeared near the site. That only strengthened his resolve. He scheduled an official inspection, submitting evidence through proper channels, never mentioning it publicly. While machines continued working, he prepared calmly, knowing inspections move slowly but speak loudly. The road crossed the wetland's heart when the inspector finally arrived unannounced, boots sinking into wet soil as silence followed. Every worker stopped. Every board member watched from a distance, suddenly unsure. The truth stood visible, undeniable, and documented. Here, the inspection report arrived faster than anyone expected. Red flags covered every page. Protected land had been altered without permits, safeguards ignored, and procedures bypassed entirely. The HOA's confidence collapsed overnight. Construction halted immediately. Notices replaced excuses. Fines loomed. The road sat unfinished, an exposed scar through the marsh. Neighbors gathered, shocked by how close they came to permanent damage. He didn't celebrate. He recorded calmly, explaining what happened and why process matters. The video spread quickly. Not fueled by anger, but clarity. Board members resigned quietly. Lawyers arrived. Silence returned to the wetlands as water slowly reclaimed disturbed ground. Birds returned. Neighbors listened. Accountability settled in, heavier than noise. The road would never be finished, but the lesson was clear for everyone watching. Protection is not decoration, it is law, memory, and responsibility. And once ignored, it answers back through quiet authority. That authority had spoken. Loud enough. Forever. Life slowly returned to normal, but trust had changed. People watched decisions more closely. The HOA restructured under new leadership, promising openness and respect for regulations. He continued documenting, not as revenge, but record. Requests for interviews came, and he agreed carefully, focusing on awareness, not blame. The wetlands healed, grass growing back where gravel once lay. Children spotted frogs again. The story became less about conflict and more about vigilance. He reminded viewers that rules exist to protect what cannot speak.
Quiet courage replaced frustration. The road project was never about convenience.
It was about who listens when land is marked sacred by law and time. His camera stayed ready, not searching for drama, but truth. Viewers followed, learning how small details can stop large mistakes.
The wetlands breathed again, and so did the community. Responsibility settled into routine, no longer ignored, always remembered.
This time, everyone was watching together, quietly, carefully.
That vigilance became the real victory. Not loud. Just lasting. Always. Forever.
Months later, the unfinished road was barely visible. Nature had reclaimed its space. What remained was a reminder etched into local policy and memory.
Training sessions were held. Environmental reviews became mandatory.
The HOA's reputation shifted from careless to cautious.
He watched quietly as changes took root, never seeking credit.
His video continued circulating, helping others recognize warning signs in their own neighborhoods. Messages arrived from across the country, thanking him for showing how calm persistence can stop powerful mistakes.
The wetlands stood as proof that patience paired with facts always finds a voice. He kept walking the land at sunrise, listening. The quiet felt earned. Not empty.
Each step reminded him why protection matters beyond paperwork.
The land had spoken through law, and someone had listened. That listening changed everything, not with force, but respect. Respect lasted longer than concrete ever could. And it would remain, long after machines were gone. For good. Always.
The final outcome was simple, but powerful. One inspection stopped an entire project. The HOA never rebuilt the road.
The wetlands remained protected, untouched, and alive.
What began as quiet concern became a lesson shared far beyond one neighborhood. He closed the chapter not with anger, but understanding, reminding viewers that accountability works when patience leads. The camera faded on calm water reflecting the sky, proof that systems can work when citizens engage thoughtfully.
The story lived on as a reminder that quiet actions can echo louder than noise. Viewers carried that reminder forward, into meetings, letters, and choices. The wetlands stayed still, patient, and present.
A living witness to the outcome. Sometimes justice arrives without shouting, arriving exactly when needed. This was one of those moments, clear and complete.
It ended quietly, exactly as it should. Peacefully. Complete. And that was the final twist in this unbelievable HOA story.
If you love the drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment sharing your thoughts. It really helps this channel grow.
End.